boxing, Madison Square Garden, for a real treat on Saturday night. The World Middleweight Championship between Gennadiy Golovkin and sergiy derevyanchenko, live and exclusively on DAZN, streamed across the US, and we cannot wait for a stellar event. And as I said, the World Middleweight Championship at the Mecca of boxing. Isn't sport great? Isn't boxing great? And there's a lot of things as fans that you just got to see. You know, you got to see Tiger Woods on the back nine at Augusta. You got to see LeBron James slam dunking on the court. You got to see the likes of Federer, Nadal, gracing Wimbledon, and you got to see Gennadiy Golovkin knocking someone out live. There's nothing quite like it. I've seen it. You've seen it. This is the big drama show. This is the Mecca of boxing, and this is the opportunity for Gennadiy Golovkin to become a two-time world middleweight champion. His opponent we know very well. Great team of people, great fighter, sergiy derevyanchenko. Great amateur record. We saw him in the theatre run Danny Jacobs close for the world title. Now, with his trainer Andre Rozier back in tow, with Lou DiBella, with Keith Connolly. Great team of people looking to capture the World Middleweight Championship as well. This is a great event, great undercard. Many of those here today. Israel Madrimov, I believe, one of the top young talents in 154 pound and in the world right now in boxing. Ali Akhmedov, great talent as well. Super middleweight, going to be challenging for the World Middleweight Championship soon. Joe Ward making his debut, one of the great Irish amateurs of all time. Nikita Ababi here, a great fight that Lou will talk about shortly with Barancic as well. This is a great card, and we're looking at a great card and a great crowd at Madison Square Garden on Saturday night. Of course, from the Triple G side, we will give thanks later, of course, to our sponsors, Tecate and Chivas, and we want to thank them for their support and all of the support of the media as we go into a very important moment in the career of Gennadiy Golovkin on Saturday night. Before we speak to the teams, two very important people to bring up. Firstly, the main man at Madison Square Garden, the man responsible for bringing all these mega events here, ladies and gentlemen, Joel Fisher.
Started, let me just say that we are a team here. It's just not me, I'm just the mouthpiece today. Our team consists of Sergiy Golovkin, my big brother Gary Starks, Mike Bazell, and our newest acquisition, Balak, the strongest hands on any man I've ever felt in my life. He breaks bones with his fingers. We call them iron fingers, or iron hands, however you want to choose it. But this was a fantastic training camp, and you often hear people say, oh, that was the best training camp ever. This was the best, and I repeat, the best training camp ever. Why? Because this young man to my left is the best athlete anyone can ever work with. Anyone. We're fortunate enough to have him in our family. And he knows that. He doesn't say a lot. He's a very quiet individual. It's either yes or no. And sometimes it's a shake of the head. But his work ethic, his dedication to the sport, and his diligence in rising to the top is why he's going to be victorious on Saturday. This young man to my right, I'm going to start calling him nephew because I see him so much. This is the third time we have to see each other, and I think after that we're going to go down to City Hall and I'll get the paperwork ready and I'll call him nephew Triple G. But he's a fantastic young man. He's always been a consummate professional when I have had the chance to face him. And this, I would assume, will be the same thing. He's going to come ready to rock and roll, ready to be that special individual, but we have a major force that he will be facing on Saturday. And this time, not only for the fact of, but this time it's going to be a truly difficult task for him to overcome. And I want to say one thing about the promotion. This promotion was on its own volition. There was no bickering, no fighting, no ups, downs. His trainer, Jonathan Banks, I mean, if we walked outside here right now and he got into trouble, I'm right behind him kicking and punching. I love this young man because he's a fantastic athlete and a fantastic trainer. This is all about these two guys. this one and this one. And that's why you're going to have a great fight. Two great fighters come together finally to put it on and get it on in the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. I'm done. Thank you.
Всем привет. Мне очень приятно находиться на легендарной арене Madison Square Garden и боксировать в субботу. Это для меня большая честь. У меня был очень хороший кэмп. Мы очень хорошо потрудились со своей командой.
First of all, I want to say hello to everyone. Thank you very much for coming. It's an actual pleasure of mine to fight in the world-famous Madison Square Garden. We've had a phenomenal camp for this fight, leading up to this fight, and I'm extremely motivated.
Saturday night, I'm ready for rock and roll. Thank you.
Seventh time here at Madison Square Garden. Most fighters dream of fighting here at the Mecca, but to do this for the seventh time, I believe Sal or Joel would know, he's the active fighter with the most fights here at the Mecca Boxing at Madison Square Garden. So we're proud of that. We're proud to have built him here at the Garden. He always brings excitement. You see the theme of this show is the big drama show, because regardless of who he fights, what style, he always makes it exciting. Even if the fighter's very defensive, Gennadiy finds a way to knock them out. He had a 23 knockout streak at one time. He had a historic middleweight championship defenses of 20 title defenses. And tonight, Saturday night, is going to be his second run. He's going after two of his titles to become a two-time middleweight champion of the world. I want to thank Joel Fisher with his unwavering support of Triple G, Sal Federico, who's been tremendously supportive here at Madison Square Garden. They both really got the vision that we had so long ago to where Gennadiy's at right now, one of the most marketable boxers in the sport of boxing. I want to thank some of our sponsors, Tecate, Chivas, Technodome from Kazakhstan, and also whenever you see Gennadiy, whether he's training, whether he's walking a red carpet, he's always the best dressed guy in the room. Jordan Brand and also Bijan, who's been very supportive over his career. With that, I also want to thank the Triple G side, Melissa Moskow, John Hornauer, Torsten Meyer, Janara, everyone on the Triple G side who, big events like this, and Eddie will tell you that, there's a lot of people behind the scenes, whether on the arena side, the promotion side, the television side, and we have a great team at Triple G Promotions. A fight like this wouldn't be possible without the support of DAZN. DAZN signed Triple G to a multi-fight deal. Joe Markowski, John Skipper, I want to thank you for your support of Triple G, really making fights like this possible. This fight is between two guys that actually want to fight. And Joe, one thing you'll learn with the relationship with Triple G, he doesn't back away from anyone. Anyone you put in front of him, a lot of people accused him of avoiding Sergey last year, but this fight has been 1 year in the making, and Gennadiy would be the best partner that you have in terms of, you say you want him to fight a guy, and Gennadiy will step up to the plate. He's never wavered from that. He's always wanted to fight the best. He considers sergiy derevyanchenko one of the best right now, and the guy that's willing to get in the ring with him. This is, again, for a championship title fight in the middleweight division. Saturday night, there's going to be a lot of fireworks. Sergiy doesn't go backwards. We know his team very well. Lou, I've known for many, many years. Keith Connolly, I've known for a number of years, and also Andre Rozier. Andre has had, this will be the third time at the bite of the Triple G apple. Some people say third time's a charm. I think Jonathan Banks will definitely disagree with that. I see a passion that Jonathan brings, a chemistry that he and Triple G have developed in such a short period of time. The last fight with Steve Rolls was a very short training camp, I think. In fact, the shortest training camp of Triple G's career. The Marderosian fight last year was a short promotion, but that was the shortest training camp. And the chemistry that they developed and then they improved upon that for this fight is tremendous. the schedule that DAZN has come up with this fall, and both Eddie and Lou have talked about it extensively. When you got the top names in boxing fighting on the same network, same streaming service, it's a big statement to where they've come just 1 year in business and having these type of names on the network. You know, Manuel Stewart, who was the tutor of Jonathan Banks, he always said a fight like this, and he did it at many of the Vladimir Klitschko fights, he said, welcome to big time boxing. Sergey, it's the middleweight championship of the world at Madison Square Garden against Triple G. Welcome to big time boxing. With that, I want to bring up Jonathan Banks to say a few words about the training camp.
That this man carries with him at all times. Big drama show, the people's champion. I think there are a couple of ways to describe Gennadiy Golovkin. I prefer another two, which is role model, ambassador. Someone that we can really pin the sport of boxing to and watch how he carries himself to inspire a younger generation to promote the sport in the way that it should be promoted. And Tom spoke really correctly about one thing, and this is something for the great journalists that are here today. Don't waste your breath with the question, who will you fight next? Or who would you fight next? The answer is absolutely anyone. And that's why Gennadiy Golovkin is such a throwback fighter. Anybody. You know, we know what he gave in this obligation, what he committed to in terms of his fight schedule. There is no one in the sport of boxing that Gennadiy Golovkin will not fight. The future questions of which he gets all the time are totally irrelevant, because the only thing that matters right now is Saturday night. The chance for this man to make history as a two-time middleweight champion of the world. And as someone that's followed boxing for not as long as some people, but over 30 years, I've been working in boxing virtually every weekend of my life. When I wasn't working with Gennadiy Golovkin, and I'm back in the UK, and he's boxing, I will set my alarm to get up. I'm a fan of Gennadiy Golovkin, and I believe every one of you in here is a fan of Gennadiy Golovkin, because there's no reason not to be. Excitement, energy, like I said, integrity, respect, all the great things in worldwide sport. And I'm so excited to see him back at the Mecca of boxing on Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, bidding to become a two-time middleweight champion on Saturday night, Gennadiy Golovkin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy, really, so happy because this great boxing time is coming. Yes. I'm happy because my opponent, look at this team, so great, so strong. Everybody's ready. Everything is ready. I want to say thanks people who support boxing, who support me, who support this show. This DAZN company, all my partners, all sponsors, all people who support me and boxing sport. This is great time for me, great time for boxing right now. I want to speak like a fighter, like a boxer. I'm ready. I'm so excited. We have a lot of time for prepare for this event. Please, guys, if you like real fight, don't miss this fight. I see you Saturday night. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
We have to remove 2 armchairs and chairs. Amanda from production will be there to let you know what has to come out. Seat number 6.
Ed, what's next?
Face to face.
Face to face? Серега, хорош! You'll get a shout from trainers too? Yeah. Hold on right there. 2 trainers come in, please.